Hey, what's up everybody, welcome back. Today's video is gonna be another Division 2 video. So I want to show you guys a build that I've been holding for a while, right? Because before the Title Update 12 I was using this build. I was waiting for the Title Update 12 to see if this build will still be good, and it still is really good, because actually I call this build a reliable build, because we're gonna use a named item, a named LMG to be more exact. That's the name of it, is the new reliable. Now it's been a while since we made LMG build in the channel, so I wanted to try something else, right? Because I play the game to have fun, and that's why I like Division, because we try new builds, try new stuff, try to play different and not stick up to the meta, at least in my opinion and in my experience. So I did this build, I call it the Reliable LMG build, and it's just shreds because we're using the good LMG. Now it's not the meta LMG because the MG5 is still strong, but if you want to make a good LMG build, this one I feel like is gonna be on that spot, a really good LMG where you can have fun. Now if you want, go ahead and try the MG5, but I do recommend going with this one that I have on the build, and the way it is right now, the name item, the new reliable. So without further ado, let me show you guys my build for my LMG. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. If you enjoyed, hit me with a like, and let's get into this. Alright guys, so this is gonna be the build. As you see, we are using the name item, the LMG, called the new reliable. Now this LMG actually is really good because of the talent that it has, which is called perfect optimized. Now optimized is not a bad talent for LMG, because LMGs, one thing they need a lot is accuracy. If you don't know, LMGs will take advantage of a lot of accuracy in your build, and also a little bit of reload speed, because they do need some reload speed because they take some time to reload, right? So perfectly optimized is gonna take care of that, which is gonna give us a 30%. Now if you guys don't know what weapon handling does, weapon handling on this game, it will give you accuracy, stability, and reload speed, what we need for this build, right? We need all of that for the builds to make this LMG stable, accurate, and reload fast. Now taking a further look at the gun, we have of course LMG damage target out of cover that comes with LMGs, and an attribute we roll in here, damage to armor, to make these hit harder, right? So for more DPS. For the mods that we have on this, we're gonna have 5% critical chance on the scope, 20 plus round, and minus 10 reload speed on the magazine. We have a 5% critical chance on the laser pointer, and then a 5% critical chance on the muzzle. Now in case you are wondering, no, we cannot have that plus 50 rounds from the gunner, because this LMG does not take it, right? So this LMG uses the rounds of the 7.6, so you will get that plus 20 rounds if you have the sturdy extended magazine for the 7.6, and that's it. You can't have that plus 50. Now with that said, the specialization that we're using for the build is going to be the gunner. Now the gunner, because a few reasons in here. So the first one right here on the top, we have the perk, the coupler, right? Every third reload is 50% faster, so that will help us. We have this second one that I love a lot, which is instant. Killing enemy grants 10% armor. We do have this one, which is the barrage. Rate of fire is increased by 5% on kills for 5 seconds. And last but not least, we have what we're looking for this build to make that LMG a lot more accurate, which is the emplacement. So this perk, what it does is it gives you 10% weapon handling while not moving. You need to be motionless for 1 second, so you can actually get this perk to proc a lot and really easy. You just gotta be not moving at all for 1 second, and that's it, you have that perk. So basically we are getting 40% weapon handling from this perk on the gunner specialization, and also the 30% from the weapon itself. Now going back to the build, right, on this build I'm looking for damage. That's what I'm looking for, and a little bit of survivability, which we only need one piece in here. So we start off actually with the piece that we need to make this build a little bit of survivability, which is going to be the exotic Memento backpack. Now this exotic Memento backpack, you guys have seen it on many of my builds, because I cannot stress enough, this backpack is one of the best exotic in the game. I love it, it does so much, it gives me so much. So just a quick run over it. The Memento will give you 5% weapon damage, 10% bonus armor, and 5% skill efficiency from the trophies that you pick up from the floor by killing an enemy. And then on the second part of this talent, we have for every trophy collected, gain an additional plus 1% weapon damage, plus 1% skill efficiency, and plus 0.1% armor regeneration for 300 seconds, which means 5 minutes. Now the maximum stacks are 30, which means it's a 30% weapon damage, a 30% skill efficiency, and a 3% armor regeneration for 5 minutes. So once again, that's why this backpack it's such a good exotic that you can have on your build. Now moving down, right under it we have the Contractor Gloves. It's a named item for the patch of defense. Now if you don't know, this is the best piece that you can have in the game for, you know, LMG builds, right? Because it comes with the core attribute, the weapon damage, a special attribute that is plus 8% damage to armor, and then plus 12% critical damage that I rolled in there. Now moving down for the knee pads, we're gonna have Walkers and Harrys. Now we have 2 of these on the build. By having 2, you get 5% weapon damage and 5% damage to armor. We have the knee pads, and also we have the chest piece. On the knee pads, it's pretty simple. We go with the core attribute weapon damage and attribute critical chance and critical damage, which what we're looking for most of all the pieces. So moving for the holster, we have a chest in here just to get us that 10% critical chance by equipping 1 piece, so we can get close to that 60% critical chance total on the build. Core attribute pretty simple, just like I said, weapon damage, critical chance, and critical damage on the attribute. Moving up for the chest piece, we have the Walkers and Harrys, the second piece that we have on the build. Core attribute weapon damage, attribute critical chance and critical damage, and then a mod of critical hit damage. The talent we have in here is going to be Obliterated, one of the best talent for damage that you can have in the game, that because it is simple and it will activate pretty simple. You just need to have close to 60% critical chance for it to be able to activate more. So talent Obliterated, critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for every 5 seconds, and then the stacks are gonna go up to a 25 times, which means a 25% weapon damage that you can have once you have the full stacks on this talent. And then last but not least, on the mask, we have a group summary here that gives us a plus 15% critical damage by equipping 1 of them on the build. The core attribute is going to be weapon damage attribute, as I said, critical chance and critical damage, and then a mod of critical hit damage, same as the mod that we have on the backpack, by the way, which is a critical hit damage, because we already have enough critical hit chance on the build. Which, by the way, speaking of that, let's take a look at the stats. So for this LMG, we have 135,000 weapon damage. On the PvP side, it's going to be 44,000 PvP damage. I'm not really playing PvP in this game no more. On the critical chance, we have 58.4% critical chance, just a bit, tiny bit under the 60%, which is the cap. So we are great in there. We don't need anything else, right? So we dumped everything else on the critical damage, and we have 154% critical damage, which is gonna make this build really hard hitting. Now going down a little bit more, we have 19% armor damage, which is quite good for the build. And yeah, we're getting that from the gloves, the Contractor Gloves, and also from the LMG itself, and also the second part of the Walkers and Harrys brand set. Now the reload time is actually not bad at all, right? We have 2.3 seconds reload time on this LMG. Considering this is LMG, that's really good, because usually LMGs, they take 5 seconds to reload, but they have bigger magazines, right? So the reload time on this LMG is only 2.3 seconds, because we have that 40% weapon handling. Now it's not showing actually on this chart, because remember, we're gonna get that 10%, that extra 10% from the gunner specialization once we are in combat and not moving. So weapon swap speed is gonna be a 40% in here. The stability is gonna be a 40%. Accuracy is gonna be 50% actually, which is really good. One of the best attributes that you wanna have on LMG accuracy, because by having a lot of accuracy, that reticle bloom will close a lot faster, which is gonna make your shots a lot tighter, a lot accurate. If you don't have a lot of accuracy, your shots will spread and the gun will be really not accurate at all. Now the secondary doesn't really matter, whatever you want to have in here. I just have the Police M4, and also the sidearm doesn't really matter, whatever you want. And also the skills, once again, they don't really matter on this build. The focus of the build is going to be around the pieces and also the weapon. Skills in here, I do have the Striker Drone to just kind of keep my enemies a little bit busy with the Striker Drone, because it flies around hitting them. And also I do have the Restorer Hive in case I need some healing. But whatever you want in here, that's up to you. That's not important from the build. So guys, that's the build. I hope you guys enjoyed this build, man. Let me know what you guys think. I haven't made a LMG build in a while, so I did want to try this out, and this is gonna be my favorite right now. I do love it. Does a really good amount of damage, and you don't have to reload for a long time and still do a lot of damage. So let me know what you guys think of this build in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this build, man, and the video, hit me with a like. I would appreciate. And yeah, I appreciate all of the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.